And no big surprise, they disarmed it in time. The torpedo opens and inside is a person.
What a twist!
Out by Jupiter, Scotty has found a thing, which evidently doesn't have any sensors or they would have noticed him by now. Oh look, other shuttles. Maybe I'll just sneak in with them. Back on the Enterprise, Kirk is finally asking the important questions.
Why is there a man in that torpedo?
No, not that one.
Who the hell are you?
That's the one.
My name is Khan.
You still remember, Admiral?
Yes, the mystery man is none other than Khan Noonien Singh, the infamous villain from the original series episodes Space Seed and Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. At this point, Khan exposits that when his ship was found floating in deep space, he was woken up by RoboCop, who then held his crew for ransom, forcing Khan to use his brilliant genetically engineered superior military mind to design weapons and stuff for Starfleet. And right on cue... Admiral RoboCop shows up in a huge-ass dreadnought ship. After some lighthearted banter, Kirk makes a run for Earth. The dreadnought quickly catches up and bitch slaps the Enterprise back into normal space. It then pummels the ever-living shit out of it until Carol calls out to Daddy. The next few minutes are so predictable. Not to say that everything up to this point hasn't been predictable, but let's see, will RoboCop stop firing because his daughter's on board?
It's me, it's Carol.
Yep. She begs to have the ship spared. Gee, how is this gonna work out? Is she gonna get beamed to safety and the attack start up again?
Captain Kirk, I was never gonna spare your crew.
Yep. Could this be it? Has the Enterprise taken its final voyage? Is this the end of our crew of intrepid explorers? I'll give you a hint. No! How can I be so certain, you ask? Because there's almost an hour left in the movie.
Our weapons won't fire, sir.
Our shields are down. We're losing power.
Someone in engineering just manually reset our systems.
Oh, what a shocker.
What do you mean, someone? Who?
Who could have snuck aboard the enemy ship to save the Enterprise? Could it be the one main character not on the Enterprise?
Can you hear me?
Scotty!
That's right. Mr. Scott. So Kirk concocts a suicidal plan that includes him and Khan being put into the cleanest trash compactor I have ever seen, and then decompressed into space towards the dreadnought. Scotty opens the airlock just in time before they become smears on the side of the ship. But before that, a quick word from our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. McCoy.
Bones, what are you doing with that Tribble?
Tribble's dead. I'm injecting Khan's platelets into the deceased tissue of the necrotic host.
Why is he injecting a Tribble with him? You know what? I don't care. And while the captain is visiting another ship,
Commander, I have that transmission as requested.
Mr. Spock places a collect call to
Mr. Spock.
himself.
Mr. Spock.
In your travels, did you ever encounter a man named Khan?
As you know, I have made a vow never to give you information that could potentially alter your destiny. Your path is yours to walk, and yours alone. That being said,
Mr. Spock, the current timeline is so screwed up at this point that there isn't a single damn reason for me not to tell you anything. So grab a pen and paper, buddy.
Khan Noonien Singh is the most dangerous adversary the Enterprise ever faced.
Spock Prime tells other Spock everything he needs to know about Khan. Back on the Dreadnought, Kirk and his team have taken the ship. Scotty stuns Khan per Kirk's orders, who doesn't take too kindly to being stunned, and then beats everyone on the bridge senseless when he wakes up about 1 second later. And this scene gruesomely culminates with Khan crushing RoboCop's head like a grape. From here, the movie completely devolves and actually becomes Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
If I do so, I have no guarantee that you will not destroy the Enterprise.
Well, let's play this out logically then, Mr. Spock. Firstly, I will kill your captain to demonstrate my resolve. Then, if yours holds, I will have no choice but to kill you and your entire crew.
Khan, how do we know you'll keep your word? Oh, I've given you no word to keep, Admiral. In my judgment, you simply have no alternative. Surely I have made my meaning plain. I mean to avenge myself upon you, Admiral. I've deprived your ship of power, and when I swing around, I mean to deprive you of your life. Keep missing the target.
I can't take it!
And then Kirk's party gets transported to the Enterprise, which then Khan attacks. And then the torpedoes that Spock armed blow up on Khan's ship. As for Khan's people, McCoy removed them before transport. At this point in the movie, the Enterprise says "F*** it," and the ship's power dies. The Earth's gravity takes hold and the ship quickly plummets to Earth. All is not lost though, because Scotty believes he can basically jumpstart the engine, and uh-oh.
Oh, no! What? The housings are misaligned. There's no way we can redirect the power.
It's at this point in the movie that the screenwriter isn't even pretending anymore. This movie just became Wrath of Khan.
If we go in there, we'll die. Do you hear me? The radiation will kill us.
No human can tolerate the radiation that's in there.
You're not making the climb.
Well, I don't think that he... I'm sorry, Doctor.
Warp core is back online.
Maximum thrusters, Mr. Sulu.
Sir, the mains are back online.
Go, Zulu!
Engineering to bridge, Mr. Spock.
Mr. Scott.
Sir, you'd better get down here. Better hurry.
Jim, I think you better get down here.
Bones?
Better hurry.
The decontamination process is not complete. You'd flood the whole compartment.
No! You'll flood the whole compartment!
Out of danger.
Ship. Out of danger.
Because you are my friend.
And always shall be. Your friend.
Hi, I'm back. So the Dreadnought screams past the Enterprise and crashes into downtown San Francisco, killing thousands. And somehow, Khan survived the crash.
Really?
Spock somehow psychically knows that Khan is alive and goes off on a crazy chase reminiscent of the beginning of a Daniel Craig Bond movie. Meanwhile, in sickbay, Kirk's body has assumed the temperature of the room. But wait.
I can't reach Spock. I need Khan alive. You get that son of a bitch back on board right now. I think he can save Kirk.
Can we beam them up to the ship?
As they keep moving, I can't get the lock on either of them.
Can you beam someone down?
That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, the platform they're beaming her down to is still moving. Wouldn't it just be easier to grab everyone from the moving target than try to throw someone down onto a moving target? Huh? But whatever, it works. Between the two, they subdue Khan. Kirk is brought back from the edge of oblivion. Khan and his people are incarcerated, and the Enterprise flies off into the stars, beginning its 5-year mission. And all's well that ends well, except for the thousands of people that died. Roll credits. Oh god, it's done. So, you've heard from others that this movie sucks. Does it really? Do I really have to say it? Okay. Answer? Yeah! This movie is so bad on so many levels. Where do I begin? I think the first is the story. The story is so f***ing predictable. There is also no dramatic tension in any of these scenes because of really obvious foreshadowing or bad placement of the scenes. Every fight and chase are basically the same, just a different setting. They've amped up the action to the point that we're not even pretending physics even exist. This movie is a video game, plain and simple. The fights are taken from Street Fighter, and the chases are taken from side-scrolling platformers. There are also just a bunch of scenes that don't make any sense because they don't add anything to the movie. They're just there. The story itself is so unoriginal because it draws from so many different parts of the Star Trek universe. Everything in this movie has already been done before. The movie is just one long reference, especially the end when it just becomes The Wrath of Khan. We've seen this movie before. We saw this movie in the 2009 Star Trek movie. It's the same thing, with just another alien trying to single-handedly bring down the Federation. The characters also do things and go places for no apparent reason. Why did McCoy pump Khan's blood into a dead Tribble? Why did Carol Marcus strip down to her undies in that one scene? Of all the places in the galaxy to go, why did Khan go to the Klingon homeworld? Also, this movie is so contrived when it comes to the technology. Like the transporters, either working or not working, only when it suits the needs of the story. On a more positive note, the best part of this movie by far was the acting. Everyone, literally everyone, gives a great performance in this movie. The graphics, of course, are also top-notch, but neither of those 2 points are enough to save this movie. Overall, this is a sad rehash, and it ruins what, up until now, was a really good story. A few final thoughts. Now, maybe I'm old, but I just don't get it. Why in the last, 2 or 3 years, really, movies have been remade with a darker, grittier feel to them where there isn't a happy ending. The main characters are these tortured, sad, and angry souls. People die in these movies, oftentimes by the hundreds or thousands. And there are no happy endings. I mean, usually that's because there's been a huge loss during the movie. You feel so empty walking out of these things because they focus so much on being dark and gritty that they sacrifice the overall story for the tone of the movie. Why does everything have to be so dark and emo and angry? Another thing is, why God, why do filmmakers go out of their f***ing way to change an established idea in such an earth-shatteringly, completely different way that they just bastardize and don't resemble the originals at all? The Klingons are perfect examples here. There's nothing about these Klingons that would make you think that they're the same aliens from the Star Trek Prime universe. Nothing! Not a mother thing is the same as it was from the original Star Trek, other than the names of stuff. And why did they change them? No one asked them to change it. They were fine the way they were. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel! It also pisses me off the way Spock is portrayed in this universe. He's a Vulcan, a species that has such mastery over their emotions that they appear emotionless, almost robotic. In the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, it's like they said, well, that's just silly. We're gonna see how many times we can get Spock to show or admit to having emotions.
You give me attitude, Spock. I'm expressing multiple attitudes simultaneously, sir. To which are you referring? Your suggestion that I do not care about dying is incorrect. Anger, confusion, loneliness, fear. I had experienced those feelings before, multiplied exponentially on the day my planet was destroyed. Nyota, you mistake my choice not to feel as a reflection of my not caring, while I assure you the truth is precisely the opposite. I do not know.
Ultimately, this movie sucked because of J.J. Abrams. This man is a master at taking crap and marketing it. His stories piss everyone off, they don't make sense, and you're usually angry when you get to the end of it for one reason or another. He sucks, his movie sucks, and his TV shows suck. And what the hell is it with him in these really discombobulating spiral shots? And thanks, Celestia, that's it for Star Trek Into Darkness. Ah! God, that was bad. I know I'm going to have to go back and do the first one after this, but not right now. Oh, God, not now. I'm FilmCrazyAdam, and I heard that movie sucks.
Once we caught him, I synthesized the serum from his super blood. Tell me, are you feeling homicidal, power mad, despotic?
No more than usual.